Over the next 100 years, the Marine Corps would continue to solidify its reputation in minor campaigns across the globe, embracing the maxim, first to fight. But it had not yet proven itself in large-scale modern warfare. Its time would come.
We practically broke open a bottle of champagne when the word came that we were to move the next 48 hours somewhere. We didn't care where.
Indeed, the Marines would prove their mettle in a series of historic battles on the Western Front. American participation in the First World War came late, but never had the tide of the Great War turned so dramatically as when the Marines joined the fight.
It's intense. Even though it's peaceful, you can feel the combat that happened here. The desperation of the fighting.
By June of 1918, the German army had advanced to within 60 miles of Paris. As the 4th Marine Brigade approached a 200-acre wood near Chateau Thierry, a French commander gave the call to retreat. Marine Captain Lloyd Williams replied, "Retreat hell, we just got here."
But the difficulty with Belleau Wood was you never knew where the front was. Little groups of men, of Americans, little groups of Germans got together to fight each other. And while you were fighting in one direction, all of a sudden, without any warning, you would find that there were some Germans to the rear of you, and they had to be mopped up. Clean up, mop up, and move ahead.
The Battle of Belleau Wood would span almost 3 weeks. The Marines fought ferociously, suffering heavy losses, but they halted the German advance, the last great offensive of the war. The sacrifice of this hardy band of warriors would shape the Marine Corps for generations to follow.
To know the ferocious struggle that took place here makes me wonder whether I'm up to that task. If it was me, if I had been here in June of 1918, to advance across those fields into this wood. But it gives me pride to know that the Marines did that, and that I'm now a part of that same Corps of Marines.
The Imperial German Army rated the Marines shock troops and dubbed them Teufelhund, devil dogs, a title carried proudly to this day. When asked how the wood was lost, a German commander replied, "The Marines shoot straight."
Out of this battle, we gained a great reputation for being exceptional marksmen that we enjoy today.
A French commander renamed Belleau Wood Bois de la Brigade de Marine, Wood of the Brigade of Marines, and awarded the 4th Brigade the Croix de Guerre.
I'm very proud from what the Marine did in this Battle of Belleau Wood for the liberty of my country, because I was born here, and the Marines were saving the ground from my parents and grandpa.
The renown of the Marine goes well beyond his battlefield prowess. World War II found the majority of Marines fighting Japan in the Pacific. Meanwhile, the Marines of Europe were fighting a different kind of war. Of particular note were the 51 Marines attached to the Office of Strategic Services, working as spies, saboteurs, and organizers of resistance movements. These Marines often operated behind enemy lines at great personal risk. Among the most decorated Marines of World War II was Major Peter Ortiz, a modest yet genuine legend in his time. Having served commendably with the French Foreign Legion, Ortiz's exploits read like a thrilling action novel, though truth, in this case, may be stranger than fiction. Shortly after enlisting in the Marine Corps, he was handpicked for a commission and operations with the OSS. Just prior to the Allied invasion, Ortiz and his teams were parachuted into France to train and equip the local resistance. They would further the effort by actively engaging German outposts and sabotaging their logistics. The efforts of Major Ortiz and many Marines like him throughout Europe and North Africa enabled resistance fighters to actively take back their homes and dealt a crushing blow to the German war effort. During the Union II mission of August 1944, Ortiz and his team encountered a German patrol near the town of Centron. After holding off a battalion of German soldiers, Ortiz made the decision to surrender the fight. Sergeants Jack Risler and John Bodnar vowed to stand by Ortiz through any consequence. "Major, we are Marines. What you think is right goes for us too." Ortiz's only condition for the surrender was that the town of Centrone and its residents be spared the reprisal of the German army. Out of marked respect for the Marines, his request was honored. The 3 Marines were captured and held in captivity for 9 months. Never once would the men yield information damaging to the Allies or the French resistance. To this day, a small region of France holds Major Peter Ortiz and the Marines of Union 2 as heroes of legend. The Marines of World War II Europe contributed to a number of Allied successes. During the invasion of Normandy, Marine sharpshooters destroyed floating mines in the paths of ships. Masters of amphibious warfare tactics, Marines served as planners for the Allied invasions. The Marines would also leave a lasting impression on Ireland, not fully realized until decades later. In 1942, a battalion of Marines was commissioned to provide security for the naval base at Derry, Ireland.